Hi, welcome back to my story time with Nana. I have a whole new story for you. I hope you're just as excited as I am. Let's begin. Here we go. Chapter 3. Time to move, time to shake. Let's go out and investigate, called out Daddy. The Halloway family was leaving River Farm today. They had spent the morning packing up the RV, making sure everything was secure for the trip. Daddy didn't want anything flying around when they headed down the road. Joey, Tegan, and Riley came over just as Daddy was hooking up the RV to the truck. "Good morning," Riley said. She was carrying a basket. "Mommy made you some egg sandwiches for the ride." "Why, thank you, Riley. Please thank your mother for us," Mommy said, putting the basket on the front seat of the truck. "I bet they're delicious." "We have a gift for you too," Joey said, handing Cathlynn a box. "But you can't open it until you move into your new home," Tegan told them. "Thank you. We got a surprise gift from our friend Caius too for when we move into our house," Cathlynn said. "This is pretty exciting." "Thank you again. We had a great time." "We sure did," said Elizabeth, hugging Riley. "Thank you for everything." "You'll have to come and visit us when we do move into our house," James told them, "and then we can open your gift with you there." "Oh, that would be fun," Riley said. The family said goodbye, promised to see each other soon. Daddy honked the horn as he pulled into the driveway. "Where to now?" James asked. "You'll see," Daddy answered. "Sit back and relax." This time the family headed north, a 3-hour drive. They were in Ohio, and Daddy started singing again. "Here we go! Here we go!" He pulled off the highway and into their home for the next couple of days. "Lazy river," Daddy said. "Not that a river is ever lazy. It's constantly moving." "Oh, honey," Mommy said, "you are so funny." "I think you will have a great time here," Daddy said over his shoulder. "Is there a river?" asked Elizabeth. "There is, but there is much more to do and see here," Mommy told her. "This is Amish country, and we may have to even take a field trip." Daddy checked in at the front gate and pulled into the park. They passed playgrounds, putt-putt golf, and something that looked like an obstacle course. "Wow, they really do have a lot to do here," Cathlynn said. "Oh no, I think I saw someone just fall off of that platform." She was pointing at a top platform at the obstacle course. Everyone looked out the window. "They're not falling," said Daddy. "That's a zip line." "What is that?" asked James. "It's kind of like a ride," Mommy answered. "You'll get a chance to try it." Um, I don't think so," James answered. "I really don't like heights." "Well, you don't have to if you don't want to," Daddy said. "You can decide later." "Here we are, lot number 55. Daddy backed their RV into their sight and cut the engine. Everyone had their own job. Cathlynn looked for the electric hookup, Elizabeth the water hookup, and James plotted out the best place for a campfire. Soon, Mommy was setting up their camp chairs, and Daddy started a small fire with the small twigs and branches the children had collected. "How about some hot dogs?" Daddy said. "That sounds great," Mommy answered. "I'll get the rolls and some chips." "I'll get the hot dogs," yelled James, running into the RV. "I'll go get some plates and napkins," Cathlynn said. "How about getting some drinks, Elizabeth?" "Okay," she answered. When everyone returned, they found that Daddy had set their camp chairs around the fire. "We're going to do this old school," he said. "Old school?" asked Cathlynn. "What does that even mean?" "We're going to put our hot dogs on a skewer and cook it over the fire," he said, handing each one a long metal stick with a wooden handle. "Now stick it on like this," he said, pushing the hot dog down onto the skewer long ways. "Don't just stick it in the middle. It's liable to fall off." Everyone pushed their hot dog onto the skewer and then sat around the fire, cooking their very own hot dog over the fire. When the hot dogs were nearly done, Mommy gave everyone a paper plate with a roll and chips and put their drinks in the chair cup holder. "Daddy, how do we get our hot dogs off without getting burnt?" asked James. "Watch," she said. "First, you get your roll and you wrap it around your hot dog on the skewer like this. And then you squeeze and pull the skewer out and ta-da! Hot dog on a roll." "Look, I did it," said Elizabeth, holding up her hot dog. "Me too," yelled out James. "So did I," said Cathlynn. "Looks like we've raised a bunch of professional hot dog cookers and rollers," Daddy said to Mommy. "I think it looks like we raised some professional hot dog eaters," she answered, pointing to the children as they gobbled up their hot dogs. "They must have gotten that from me," said Daddy as he took a big bite out of his hot dog. After the Halloways cleaned up from lunch, they took a walk around the campground to see what there was to see and to do. They passed a playground. There were lots of children swinging, hanging on monkey bars, and sliding down slides. They rounded the corner, and there was the camp store. They went inside. They had everything you could possibly need, including ice cream. And yes, everyone got a double scoop of ice cream. They walked past the pool. There was lots of splashing, and a group of children were playing Marco Polo. The family walked all the way over to the lazy river, and they saw the zip line platform. And there was an obstacle course. It had ropes and platforms and even a rock climbing wall. "Well, it sure looks like there is plenty to do here," Daddy said. "I can't wait to try the rock climbing wall," said James. "Wait, I thought you didn't like heights," said Cathlynn. "I meant I don't like flying through the air," he answered. "I probably wouldn't be a very good bird, but I'll bet I would be a very good mountain goat." "Well, we'll see about that when we come back tomorrow," Mommy said. "How about you, Elizabeth? See anything you would like to do?" asked her father. "I think I would be a very good bird. As a matter of fact, I would probably be the best bird." "And you, Cathlynn?" he asked. "I can't wait to try the obstacle course," she answered. "I'll bet I'm the fastest." The Halloway family walked back to their site and prepared for dinner. Tomorrow was going to be an exciting day, and that night, as Mommy and Daddy lay in their bed, they could hear the children talking to each other in their room. "I can't wait for tomorrow," whispered Elizabeth. "Me neither. I think it's going to be my favorite place," said James. "I can't wait to see how fast I can complete the obstacle course," said Cathlynn. "Hurry up, Sleep." The children closed their eyes and fell asleep with smiles on their faces. "Rise and shine," Mommy called out. "Daddy's making breakfast." The children jumped from their bunk beds and headed to the kitchen. Daddy was making waffles. "You're gonna need your strength today," he told them, setting a stack of waffles on the table. "Yummy!" the children cried out. They loved waffles. Those were their favorites. There wasn't much conversation at the table, just a lot of chomping. After breakfast, the family cleaned up the tables and dishes and got ready for the day. "I'm ready," said James. I'm wearing my lucky shirt. The shirt was bright green with the strong man on the front lifting a barbell over his head. I will be the strongest rock climber ever, he said, holding his arms up to show his massive muscles. Me too, called out Elizabeth. She was wearing a baby blue shirt with a bald eagle on the front. I will soar like an eagle today. She held out her arms to show how she was going to fly. And I, said Cathlynn, coming from the bedroom, will be the fastest today. She was wearing a bright pink shirt with a yellow lightning bolt on the front. I will be a blur on that obstacle course. Okay, my superheroes, Daddy called out. Let's do this. The family exited the RV and parked next to the truck was a little golf cart. I rented a golf cart for the day, he said. I figured we may as well travel in style since you're all going to be superstars today. Yippee! They cried out. The family loaded up in the golf cart and headed over for some great family time. Cathlynn was so excited. They were doing the obstacle course first. She ran the course with Elizabeth, James, and several other children. She tried not to get discouraged when a couple of children passed her. It just made her focus more. When they got towards the end, the children had to traverse a rope bridge. There were 3 children in front of her, but she was steady and on her path, and she began to pass the other children one by one. At the very end, she passed the last child and crossed the finish line. She really was the fastest. I did it, Cathlynn yelled out, holding up her arms in victory. Elizabeth was tethered up for the zip line. She was nervous because she was up so high on the platform. I don't know if I can do this, she thought. She looked down and her family waved up to her, and she gave a little weak wave back down. Hey, said Kenny, the instructor. How are you feeling? A little nervous, she answered. I didn't realize how high up I would be. Well, how do you think birds feel? He asked. Nervous? Sure, but not when they're flying. The first step is going to be the hardest, he told her. You still want to fly? Yes, I do. Thanks, Kenny, she said as she stepped off the platform. She held out her arms and screeched like an eagle as she flew down along the zip line, down, down, down towards her family. That was amazing, yelled out Elizabeth. I wish I could fly. It was beautiful. Okay, James, are you ready for the wall? Mommy asked. Yes, I am, he answered. The family walked over to the wall, which was pretty high. Wow, that is pretty high. I don't know if I'm strong enough to get all the way to the top. Just do your best, son, Daddy told him, but mostly just have fun. Here's your flag. Put it in one of the holes when you get to the top. James stuck the flag in his back pocket and stepped on the first foothold and reached up and grabbed a rock outcropping. One step at a time, slowly and steady. Soon, James was halfway up. He looked down and he shivered a little bit. He was pretty high up. He looked up. He still had a ways to go. He took another step and reached up to grab another outcropping, one step at a time. Before he knew it, James was at the top. I made it! He yelled down to his family, took out his flag and stuck it in one of the holes. Elizabeth, Cathlynn, Mommy, and Daddy started clapping and clapping. James slowly made his way back down to the family. That was unbelievable, James told him. I didn't think I was going to make it. And then I started to pretend like I really was a mountain goat, and I just kept moving. Wow, looks like you all really did wear your lucky shirts today, Mommy said. How about we head back to the campsite for a celebratory lunch? The Halloways walked back to their golf cart and drove back home. Daddy, James said, thank you so much for bringing us to all these really cool places. This was the best day ever. You're welcome, James. It was my best day ever. Just for me, too, he said, ruffling James' hair. The end. Well, I hope you enjoyed tonight's story. I enjoyed it as well. I can't wait to find out what else the Halloways are going to be doing. Don't forget to share my stories. I hope you have a great night. Thanks for stopping in. Mwah.